Alaska, today a land of oil, gold, and strategic power. But did you know it used to belong to Russia? In 1867, for just $7.2 million, the Russian Empire sold this icy frontier to the United States. But why would a superpower give up such a massive territory? Was it a mistake or a clever move? In this video, we'll uncover the surprising reasons behind one of history's most unexpected real estate deals: Russia's Arctic ambition. In the 1700s, Russian explorers crossed the Bering Strait and realized Alaska was crawling with something valuable: sea otters. Their pelts were incredibly profitable in Chinese markets, like luxury item level. So Russia set up outposts, forts, and small settlements. But here's the thing: managing Alaska was hard. It was far away, bitterly cold, and not exactly growing crops anytime soon. By the mid-1800s, the otters were overhunted, profits plummeted, and Alaska became more of a burden than a benefit. Russia started to ask the big question: should we just sell it? Russia needed cash fast. Then came the Crimean War, a major conflict where Russia got into a brutal fight with Britain and its allies. Spoiler: Russia lost, and war is expensive. With a mountain of debt and no real way to defend Alaska if Britain ever came knocking from nearby British Columbia, Russia decided it was time to cash out. But sell it to who? Definitely not Britain. Russia wasn't going to hand over territory to a rival it had just fought a war against. And Canada? Still a British colony. So, no chance there. Why the US said yes. Instead, Russia turned to the United States. Back then, America was all about manifest destiny, the idea that the country was destined to stretch from sea to shining sea. Alaska didn't quite fit neatly on the map, but it offered something the US liked: strategic power. Buying Alaska would give the US a foothold in the Pacific, more access to trade routes with Asia, and a counterweight to British influence in the region. And let's not forget the potential riches: fur, fish, gold, maybe even oil one day. So even though some politicians called it Seward's Folly, named after Secretary of State William Seward, who negotiated the deal, others saw long-term value. In 1867, the US said yes to purchase. For just $7.2 million, the United States bought Alaska, roughly 2 cents an acre. The treaty was signed in March, but it wasn't until October 18, 1867, that the US officially took control. That day, Russian soldiers lowered their flag in Sitka, and American troops raised theirs. At the time, the purchase didn't seem all that exciting to most Americans. It was seen as cold, empty, and isolated. But that all changed years later with major discoveries, especially gold in the Yukon and later oil in Prudhoe Bay. What once looked like a frozen wasteland turned out to be an economic and strategic jackpot. So why isn't Alaska Canadian? Because Russia hated Britain, needed money, and saw the US as the best option for keeping the Pacific balanced. What was once considered a pointless purchase is now one of America's most valuable assets. History's full of moves like this: smart, sneaky, and totally surprising. Thanks for watching.